Alright, is this working? Alright, so this is my cat. Say hello. Say hello. She felt adamant about the topic of conversation today, so I wanted to get her thoughts real quick before I turn the table over to myself and my brilliance and my indisputable knowledge of everything football. So, Kitty, what do you have to say? Eh? Nah, I don't want to. We're talking about football right now. We can talk another time about why the Rangers make me feel like I want to climb the rope in gym class. But right now, no. All right, you're done. Get out of here. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Go eat. All right, so let's talk about football. Everyone's talking about football. So a bunch of you out there have developed this crazy notion that I jump on the bandwagon with whatever team is hot at that given moment. Yeah, I've got an argument for that. I was just pointing that out. But the real argument, and what I want to focus on today, is this. Outside of Giants fans, why aren't there any football fans more excited for this Super Bowl game coming up? Am I the only one that gets wrapped up in a good sports story? You've got Eagles fans, and they're complaining to me more than anybody else. And they're like, oh, we're sick of hearing about the Giants, and just wait till next season. We're destined to win then. And if you're sick of hearing it, well, then let me tell you, win a Super Bowl. And don't tell me what's going to happen next season, because the Green Bay Packers, they look like they were destined to win this year. And look what happens. Look what happens. They get stonewalled by the great big boys in blue. I got people telling me, I don't care to see the same two teams in the Super Bowl. You know what? If it was two stupid teams with losing records in the season and, there aren't any really fascinating storylines, that's one thing. But this, listen, people, I'm a Jets fan. My friends, they may tell you otherwise. They may say, he doesn't know crap about football, so he's really not any fan. But I'm telling you, I'm a Jets fan, and I am still downright excited as hell about this Super Bowl matchup. Look at all the storylines we got. First, you cannot deny the intrigue associated with the parallelisms, that's a terrible word to use here, the parallelisms of 2007. Midway through that season, the Giants are the laughingstock of football. Eli Manning ends up throwing 4 interceptions against Minnesota during that one terrible game he had. And fans and pundits alike were calling for Tom Coughlin's job. They were calling for Eli Manning to get the axe. Well, let me tell you right now, what do? They bust through the gates down the stretch and end up making possibly the most improbable Super Bowl run in NFL history. Same thing's going on this year. Before that ever-fateful game that they played against the Jets on Christmas Eve, both New York teams were the laughingstock. Let's not kid ourselves, okay? The New York Giants, just like in 07, basically tell the NFL right after that game, ha 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 ha, we fooled you, now we're going to start playing football. They're a bunch of hustlers, and I love it. Here's another parallelism. Getting better at saying that word. They lose 38-35 to the league's best Patriots in the last game of the 2007 season, just like they lost 38-35, same exact score, to this year's league's best Green Bay Packers. Just like in 07, they go into Lambeau Field in the playoffs and they take down a behemoth of a quarterback. And speaking of QBs and great stories, let's talk about Eli Manning. They laughed at him when he said he was an elite quarterback. You know the story. You've heard it here a million times. The man has won more road playoff games than anyone ever. What does that say? He's also Mr. Clutch, by the way, in the fourth quarter. And are people forgetting the fact that he passed for just about 5,000 yards this season? What's going on here, folks? How long is this guy going to live under the shadow of his brother? Well, I say this to you, Mr. Eli Manning. On February 4th, this is the day before the Super Bowl, okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to have a nice evening out with that gorgeous wife of yours. She's something else, okay? You take her somewhere classy. You take care of, business. Get something going on afterwards, after that nice romantic dinner. Have a good night's rest. You wake up the next morning, you walk into that field in Indianapolis, All right? You play on your brother's playground while he's busy recovering from life-altering surgery and trying to pick up the pieces of his decimated Colts organization. And you show the folks of Indianapolis who the bigger brother really is. And I mean bigger in accomplishments. He's smaller than Peyton, I think. And he's younger, too, I think. And he's probably not as smart either. I gotta say, I do wonder sometimes about his speech problems, Eli Manning. They're a little bit troubling. But let me tell you, the guy can throw a football better than anybody. And I think they've already faced, let's put it this way, Giants have already faced, in my opinion, in my very expert opinion, the best defense that they're ever going to face in the San Francisco 49ers. Manning got Manning handled, but he just kept getting up and firing away. And that's what I do when my cat scratches the crap out of me, just like she did moments ago. I keep petting her until she submits. Right, Kitty? Shut up. Go eat your food. Go. I left the good kind in your dish. The kind with the chopped up salmon feast. You don't like the salmon feast? You don't like the salmon feast? What about the turkey and beef mix? All right, I'll give you the turkey. I'll give you that later. I'll give you it later. Not now. No. All right. I got to do this. Leave me alone. All right. So, more on the parallelisms. An epic rematch for the ages. Brady wants revenge. He lost to them in 2007. He lost to them earlier this year. But in my very educated and well-established opinion, this one's coming down to which team's defense can do a better job containing these offensive juggernauts. New England's defense has stepped up at the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. We've seen it. It's very impressive. But let me ask you this. What real challenges have they faced? Okay? Tim Tebow? The guy didn't have a prayer. Okay? All right. Maybe he did have a prayer. But that stopped working once he set foot in Foxborough. And then what? The Patriots have to stop. Oh my gosh, the offensive threat of the Baltimore Ravens and that clutch kicker? What are they going to do? So you really have to ask yourself, how much of a challenge have they really had to face in comparison to the Giants? Let's take a look at who the Giants defense has had to face this season. Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, who they're going to face again, Tony Romo, who was no slouch this year, Michael the Dog Lover Vick, Alex Smith. I think Brady's sheer determination will get them some points. Don't get me wrong. Say what you want about the guy. He's still one of the greatest players ever, and he wants this game more than anyone. Anyone. He is just a fierce competitor. He does not like that he's been losing to the Giants. He wants it, which is why I feel bad for him. Because while he may squeak by a couple of TDs here and there, his defense will be defenseless against the Eli Manning offense. This one's going to be close, though. What? Now stop doing that, please. Stop doing that, please. Stop. I don't want to. I'm not going to ask you again. I got stuff to do here. All right, fine. I'm taking your food away. That's it. No, I'm going to take your food away. Food's been taken away. All right. I don't care. All right. So, anyway, here's what I say. I'm calling it here. 26-20 Giants. Stop your whining, people. Get excited about this game. This is an epic match for the ages with too many great storylines, and I can't wait. Go Giants. This is Jason the Jets fan, signing off.